I came to UURISE luckily through a partnership meeting that Katya had with Vista Community Clinic, which is where I was interning at the time when I was undocumented. I came to the US at the age of 3 years old, so don't really remember anything from Mexico, the country I was born in. Just know I started school here, I made my friends here, I went through all of my schooling and growing up here in the US. I don't really have, unfortunately, a connection to my home country, and always felt like this was my home, but not really. So Katya really walked into my life at the perfect time, knowing that I was without a real stable job, truly without, for lack of a better term, an identity in this country. So I was able to meet with her and see what my options were. Luckily, deferred action for childhood arrivals was something that was new. We were still figuring out what options were and what people were going to do. I luckily was able to qualify for that. Most of the undocumented community will give any amount of money. They will borrow money, they'll sell things, they will do anything possible to even have a hope that this could be a legitimate opportunity. So it's really important for UURISE to be in our community today, and to grow and expand and help for as many years as possible. UURISE has people who care deeply for every person who walks through their office, to find what's the best option for them, to make sure they know the repercussions of anything, to making sure that everything is filed correctly. It's incredible how somebody's life can change, go from having depression to not having a stable income, to not having steady work hours, to not being able to drive after a certain hour for fear of getting pulled over, to going to interviews at Fortune 500 companies. It's incredible to be able to be a contributing member of society, and all thanks to UURISE, which is just truly a blessing, and is truly responsible for changing my life for the better.
Before meeting Dan and Katya, I had encountered a notario, which is a person that claims to be a lawyer, that is qualified to give legal advice, and he pretty much took my mother's money. We hardly had anything at that time, and we thought that he was qualified to give legal immigration services, and unfortunately, he just wanted our money, and we did not receive any services. So we had to wait a few years to get more money and to be able to find someone that was trustworthy. Luckily, we came across UURISE, and we met Katya and Dan, and they always provided a safe, comfortable, a warm, welcoming environment for my mother and I. I could not express how happy and how comfortable I felt throughout the whole process. And I was just able to ask all the questions that I had in my mind, and they emailed me back with answers. They talked to me on the phone. They were always available to meet with me 24/7, and that to me just showed me how much they care. They really care about helping their clients, and they made sure that we felt comfortable and that they established a good trust, a good relationship. I was so pleased with their services that I brought my mother in for services as well, and she cried the day that she received her work permit, and she was just, I guess she was traumatized from the experience with the notarios, and people think that everyone is like that, and being able to talk to Katya and Dan and the services that UURISE provides are just so helpful, and they change people's lives 360. One day you're in the shadows and you don't know really if there's a light at the end of the tunnel. And then the next day, it's just different, and you see the world differently. And it's just really nice to be able to contribute to society and know that there are caring people out there that you can trust, and they're willing to go above and beyond to help you and provide those services that you need. Fortunately, now I have a job which is very rewarding because I can give back to my community and I can still help people improve their lives, health and well-being. If it wasn't for UURISE, I wouldn't be here today telling you my story. So thank you, UURISE, thank you, Katia, and thank you, Dan.